marchers march and let the steppers step. You want to do something about this verdict? Then you go into your neighborhood and you promote black unity. Black people, we are all we have. This system protects every other group except for the very people that built this country.
Say it.
There is no love for black people. There is no love in the system. How can you make a moral appeal to a people that have no moral code? How can you preach love to racists? How can you promote love to a nation that is built on theft and genocide?
Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure, let me get center frame here. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like and subscribe to my new channel, Green's House. And give me a follow on X at @Green_Jericho. Also, click that little banner right there on my page. Get yourself some merch, brand new designs all the time. I just put some more up there. And you heard you heard and watch the clip. And it begs the question that you see going across the bottom of the screen: are we going to have a winter of love? And what I mean by that is, don't you remember the summer of love? Don't you remember the summer of 2020 after George Floyd overdosed in the custody of the Minneapolis Police Department and all those fun little get-togethers that developed after? Oh, you don't? Well, here's a little refresher course. Let me take you back to the summer of 2020.
Nah, you gonna shoot one of us. That's what you gonna do. Yeah, no, you're under arrest. Come over here and arrest me. 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 You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit, you fucking punk ass bitch. Hey, I'm in.
Remember those images? Remember seeing those splattered across your screen, whether it be the one you hold in your hand or the one mounted to your wall? A lot of love that summer. It reminds me of a line out of a terrible Eddie Murphy movie from 1995 called Vampire in Brooklyn, where there's a scene where he takes the shape of this Italian dude, and the guy says, he pulls a gun on these mobsters and says, "Hey, put all your fucking weapons on the floor." And the guys start taking out guns and knives and swords and grenades and RPGs. You know, the pile is just getting comically larger. And he says, "Hey, there's a lot of fucking love in this room here. Wasn't a lot of love out there." Minneapolis, that of course it was ground zero. That's where it happened. New York. And remember how stupid it was? Remember how fucking stupid it was to see people that weren't even from the city where it happened rioting or protesting? The further you get away from where the shit actually happened, the stupider you are. You had people out in California protesting this. You had people, the worst were people in other countries, Germany and the UK, protesting this. If you don't shut your British ass up and get over there and eat some of that gross, fucked up slop you call food, won't you get over there and have some beans and toast with a little tomato and a bottle of water? Get out of here. What are you doing? Why are you protesting way over there across the pond? Just like these dumb fucks over here protesting what's going on in Palestine. Like they're going to be like, "Wait, brother, wait. Stop fighting, brother. Look, They're protesting at a university in America. Oh, put your guns down. That was so dumb. But you remember that? You see all that love? You see that love that they have for the police, calling them names, punk ass bitches, throwing pallets at them? You ever picked up a pallet? You know how much a pallet weighs? A pallet has to at least weigh 50 pounds. Somebody let me know in the comments. How much does a pallet weigh? Those things are heavy. Sometimes it takes two men, a good sturdy pallet, it takes two men to pick it up. And you're going to hurl one at a cop? And when the cop goes over there and takes out his baton or his pepper spray and gives you some customer service, he's going to be suspended without pay and under investigation. When you hurled a pallet at him. But are we headed that way? You heard Hawk Newsom. I want to call him Hawk Tua Newsom so bad. I think I will. You heard Hawk Tua saying that we need to have some black vigilantes. What does that mean? What do you want these black vigilantes to do? Because vigilantes are usually in a case where there's a crime that goes unpunished. There are criminals out there getting away with criminal acts. The cops show up. Hey, you any witnesses? No, I didn't see nothing. I'm sorry. Our hands are tied. There's nothing we can do. So that's where you get your Batman on the roof. That's where you get a normal citizen in a costume out there kicking ass on his own. So what are these black folks, what are these black vigilantes supposed to do? You mean go out in the communities and stop these gangbangers and drug dealers? Is that what the vigilantes are going to do? Because then I'm listening. Then you have my attention. Because you said they're going to go after the people who are terrorizing black folks. Do that. Get some groups together, arm yourselves, kick in the doors of these fucking trap houses, and let's get this party started. Y'all want this party started, right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Okay, do it. Is that what you mean? No, that's not what you mean. You're talking about black folks going out and what, roughing up white cops or white people, something racist and stupid. But let's be honest. Is this a safe space for my honesty? Can I be my true self here? Of course you can. Well, let's be honest. Black unity, because that's what he said. I want you to practice some black unity. Black unity is an oxymoron. It doesn't exist. You know why we're the only group crying about unity? It's because we're the only group that's not united. You see any Asians out there? You see them, guys, we need to get together. You see any Indians out there? What? What are you doing? Do you see that? Nope. See any white folks out there? Well, we need to assemble and correct the problem. Nope. You see any Mexicans out there? Hey, what are we doing? We need to get together. Huh? No? No? Okay. You see the fucking thing? Hey, what are you doing over here? You need it over here? Over here. Boopada, boopada, boopada. No? You don't see the Italians out there? Nope. You see the Negroes out here, oh, uplift me, believe me, talk to me, love me, stroke me, hug me, kiss me, fuck me. That's all you see. Black folks like this begging for somebody to take it easy on them or begging for somebody to come and bail them out. Well, guess what? Fuck you. I don't want to be a part of your group. I don't want to be a part of these sniveling little Fabergé eggs of ethnicity that you can't even breathe too hard around them or you get a lawsuit. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of this group who's crying and whining and begging for somebody to come pick them up and burp them and put a titty in their mouth. I don't need that. So you stay in this group of bullshit where you're talking about what? We need some black vigilantes. What are these black vigilantes going to do? Are they going to go do something like this?
Everything's inevitable. This is how people are actually feeling. Yeah, how I feel about it? This is the way about it going? No. But is everyone perfect? No. What I'm trying to say is, everyone feel like that. Everybody feel like that. That's all I gotta say.
Now, unless that's a trap house or a gang hangout you're standing in front of in these black neighborhoods, you're not serious. You're going to go burn down somebody else's shit? Well, that's retarded. But until you stand in front of a trap house in a black neighborhood and it's up in flames, it's a 4 alarm, I don't want to hear it because you're not serious. That's why nothing ever changes, because you're not serious. I'm talking to you pro-black. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need some help. The government, the system. Fuck the system. Start your own system. This is America. This is the same country where they took a river rock, put it in a box with a note, and sold 30 million of them. I don't want to hear it. This is a country where we eat Takis on purpose. We feed them to our children. We feed our children radioactive snacks that will burn a hole in their intestines. Anything's possible. So you mean to tell me you can't build your own system? Well, don't you sit there and boast and brag about black folks having the most purchasing power in America? Okay, stop purchasing J's. Let's purchase a new system. No, can't do it. Can't get along. Can't get together. Because if you got more than me, I'm going to shoot you. That'll never happen. You're not serious. So until you're standing in front of a blazing trap house, I don't want to hear it. And you hear something they did. They dragged out a lot. They used a lot. They weaponized. During the Summer of Love, you would often hear them talk about this quote from Martin Luther King, because you don't you dare challenge anything that Martin Luther King said. He is beyond reproach. He is the ultimate human being. Don't you ever say anything about Martin Luther King. Well, Martin Luther King was a communist, adulterous piece of shit. Jericho, but your skin is, so you can. Yes, I can. Remember what I said a minute ago? There's America. I can do what the fuck I want, man. It's a bunch of bullshit. You don't believe me? You want documented proof? You don't just want words from my mouth? Fine. Go watch the documentary Uncle Tom 2. You're welcome. Watch it. Video evidence. Dun, dun, dun. You want the smoking gun? There you go. Uncle Tom 2. Check it out. But you'd hear them say that. Even Martin Luther King said that riots are the language of the unheard, so this is justified. You don't hear me. You don't do what I want, so I'm going to go outside and set fire to shit, and I'm going to break windows and smash buildings and destroy cars and hurt and kill my fellow citizens. Do you guys remember the video of that white guy who said, hey, don't steal that TV? And somebody ran up behind him and hit him and knocked him out. And when he fell, like his top half went one way, his bottom half, his knees were twisted. It was horrific, barbaric. Some might even call it attempted murder. But that is okay because it is under the umbrella of the voice, the language of the unheard. But you're not listening to me. What did the mayor of Maryland say after, was that Freddie Gray? I think it was him. I get these martyrs confused. But she said, and I quote, let them destroy their children. The Negro, the modern day Negro has the same mental capacity as a child. So let them, I know their tantrums cost more. A 4-year-old might fall on the floor in tantrum, but an adult Negro in groups will destroy and hurt, rob, and kill. But it's still a tantrum, right? So let them have their tantrum after the smoke clears. We'll give them some rousing words that has a lot of rhymes in it, and they'll forget about it. And by next week, they'll be shooting each other again and selling dope to each other. But Martin Luther King says it's the language of the unheard. But They don't tell you everything. Now listen to this. I want you to hear the entire thing, and at the end, there's some other things that he said that really pissed me off. But Martin Luther King said that riots are the language of the unheard. Okay, Martin.
I think we've got to see that a riot is the language of the unheard. And what is it that America has failed to hear? It has failed to hear that the economic plight of the Negro poor has worsened over the last few years.
How many summers like this one do you imagine that we can expect?
Well, I would say this, we don't have long. The mood of the Negro community now is one of urgency, one of saying that we aren't going to wait, that we've got to have our freedom. We've waited too long. So that I would say that every summer we are going to have this kind of vigorous protest. My hope is that it will be nonviolent. I would hope that we can avoid riots because riots are self-defeating and socially destructive. I would hope that we can avoid riots, but that we will be as militant and as determined next summer and through the winter as we have been this summer. And I think the answer about how long it will take will depend on the federal government, on the city halls of our various cities, and on white America to a large extent. This is where we are at this point, and I think white America will determine how long it will be and which way we go in the future.
There you go. Hold on a second. I'm texting my wife because one of my kids' Christmas presents just arrived. So you heard what he said. He did say that riots are the language of the unheard, but he also said we don't want to have riots because riots are self-defeating. It's not good socially. They are bad. And what was Martin Luther King's main thing? Nonviolence. What are riots? All violence. So he didn't want that. But they took the first part of that and weaponized it and used it. So again, that was like when they call somebody a Nazi. The conversation's over. So when you say Martin Luther King said something, the conversation's over. You can't question it. You can't say, but, because it came from the lips of Martin Luther King. Shut up. And he was a hell of a speaker. He was well trained. And the riot is the language of the unheard. And the people and the Negro. You know, he knew what he was saying and he knew how to say it. Did he always talk like that? Or you think that was like more of a performative thing? Was he at home with the kids? And Martin Jr., I need you to finish your peas because the peas are the cornerstone of every healthy diet. And a square meal that your mother has prepared with her hands needs to be consumed by your young body. And when you finish consuming the food prepared by your beautiful mother that I constantly fuck around on, I want you to go upstairs, my young son, and cleanse your body in the bathtub that I've provided with the feet on the bottom. I want you to wash yourself from the crown of your scalp to the soles of your feet, my son. And his son's like halfway up the stairs like, Dad, can I go? Are you done? But is that what we're in store for? Are we going to have a round two? Because Trump's in office now. That's it. We voted him in. The country spoke. Oh, shit. The lawfare, the assassination attempt, none of that worked. What are we going to do? And what do they always do? What is their never fail? What is their go-to? What is their safety net? Say it with me, people. It starts with an R. It ends with an M. Racism. That's right. It always works. So are we in store for that? You remember this gem right here, don't you?
How I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly, but fires have been started.
It's not unruly. Yeah, they burned some shit, but it's not. Right? Wow. So is that going to happen? Is this going to be the one thing they can use, the one thing they can pull out to muck things up for Donald Trump? Because you know Trump and his team are going to hit the ground running. They're going to hit the ground running so fast that Usain Bolt is going to be like, Iron. They're going to hit the ground running. But if they can mess up the ground that they will hit, they're going to do what they have to do. Desperation. Rats on a sinking ship. But don't listen to me. Listen to the words of those who want things to happen in this country. Now,
Just like everybody else seeks justice on their own, just like everybody else has vigilantes, we need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?